Hi guys, it's Aoife from Words of Clover and I'm here today with a slightly belated Irish Readathon TBR. The Irish Readathon has already started. It is currently the 3rd of March, but I'm hoping to share these with you this week and just so you can see what I'm reading, if there's any books here that you might like to pick up by the end of the month. We have the whole month, so there's still loads of time. Yeah, I just wanted to show you what I would be reading. So we do have the prompts for the Irish Readathon. I will leave the announcement video linked up above if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about when it comes to what the Irish Readathon is. It is a readathon where we read Irish books for the entire month. And we had 5 prompts as usual, and the first prompt is always to read a book with Grainne on the cover. And I'm actually going for an audiobook for this one. I am reading Firefly Summer by Maeve Binchy on audiobook, which is a lovely 23-hour audiobook that I'm just at the very start of at the moment, and that has some lovely Grainne elements in the cover. So it is both Irish and it is has Grainne on the cover, so it's perfect. Another book I'm going to read for one of the prompts, which is to read a book by either a POC or LGBT author, is Take a Day, and this is a book I just happened to see on my library app, and it is kind of a YA or like upper YA book. We're following a young Irish Nigerian girl. She is kind of, I think she's just in between finishing up school and starting college, and she just kind of is going on her own kind of journey of self-acceptance and learning who she is. And I don't know too much about it other than that, but yeah, it's just really, like, I liked the cover of it. I like the kind of exploration that it's going to be exploring in the book as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'll be reading that pretty early on in the month as well. So probably in my first half of my vlog that I normally put out for the Irish Readathon, I'll be talking about that at some point. In terms of reading an award-winning book, I am also going to be rereading a book for this one, though I have a couple on my list that like would count for this anyway. But one of the ones that I'm doing is a reread, because I do like to try and reread a book every month, and for this one I am finally going to try and reread A Ghost in the Throat by Doireann and Ghriofa, which is one of my favourite books of all time. It was my favourite book of 2020, I believe, and there's just lots of things in this that I would like to explore again. And I think there's some things in it that will resonate with me more this time around. So I am really looking forward to finally picking this up again and seeing how I feel about it the second time, if I love it just as much, if I don't. Yeah, always kind of scary to reread a favourite book, so I'm really hoping I love it just as much the second time around. To read a book with mythology or folklore or like fantastical element in it, I'm going to go for Long Live Evil by Rees Brennan. This was one of my most anticipated reads for last year. Obviously I didn't get around to it, and this is one that I'm going to pick up this year. Now, it doesn't have necessarily like Irish mythology or Irish folklore in it, but it is written by an Irish author, and it does have kind of like mythological creatures in it, when thinking about like mermaids and monsters and all sorts of creatures. So yeah, I'm just going to go with this one because it's one I do really want to read as well. This is kind of like a portal fantasy book where a character, I think she is dying, and she ends up, instead of dying, she ends up like transferring to this whole new world where it turns out that she is like the evil like queen leader of this fantastical land, and she has to kind of figure out what she's doing really quickly and yeah, kind of get into her evil side. And I just think this seems like it's going to be so much fun. I really like Rees Brennan's humor, and yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so I'm really looking forward to finally picking this up. And then the last prompt is basically just to pick a book that like fulfills one of your favorite prompts from previous years. And for me, like all the prompts are kind of my favorites. At the moment I'm reading Thirst Trap by Grainne O'Hara, and this is kind of a adult novel about 3 friends who are they're all just about to turn 30 or have just turned 30, and it's kind of about their messy life. They don't really know what they're doing, kind of those, you know, like it kind of feels like they should have everything together and they don't, and it's exploring their friendship, their individual lives, and also a journey of grief because they also previously have lost a friend just the year previously, so that's all still very raw. So we're kind of just seeing all of that, and it's kind of giving me vibes of kind of like the Rachel incident and that like messy, don't know what I'm going to do kind of era of things, and it is set in Belfast, so it is set in Northern Ireland, so it counts for one of our old prompts was just to read a book set in Northern Ireland. I also have like read a book that is a novel. So this is a book of short stories by Claire Keegan, Antarctica. I really love Claire Keegan's stories, so looking forward to finally picking this one up. And then another book that I meant to read last year and didn't was The Bee Sting by Paul Murray, and this is obviously an award-winning book as well. It was shortlisted for the Booker Prize, but it also won an Irish Book Award. So yeah, hopefully I will finally get around to reading this one as well. And then two others I have just physically on my shelf is Wild Horses by Colin, Barrett. This got a lot of hype last year, so I picked it up and I'm really looking forward to reading it. And it is set in Ballina, and it is to do with about like this one weekend in this a small kind of like village town. Well, Ballina is kind of city town, and we're following a feud between the small-time drug dealer Killian English and County Mayo's enforcers Gabe and Sketch Ferdia spills over into violence and an ugly ultimatum. So yeah, I don't really know what it's about, but I've heard really good things, so I'm looking forward to picking it up. And then another book I have had for a while is actually a historical fiction book, and it is Seaborne by Nuala O'Connor. And this one we are following Anne Coleman, who ends up emigrating to Carolina in 1700s, and she ends up becoming Anne Bonny and like kind of becomes, I think she kind of becomes like a female pirate or like sailor. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this and seeing exactly what it is about and learning more about this character. I think she is a real character in history, as far as I know. That could be wrong, but yeah, this is one that's just been on my shelf for a while. I mean, the cover is absolutely beautiful as well, if you can see that cover. And yeah, looking forward to picking this one up. So those are just some of the books I hope to read during March. I don't know if I'll get to all of these ones that I have in front of me, or if I'll end up picking some more up on my Kindle and stuff like that, because I do have kind of a list of books that I have either on my Kindle or on my shelf, so I'm kind of try and bounce between all of them. Hopefully I will definitely fulfill all the prompts. But yeah, that is what I'm hoping to read. Please let me know what you guys are hoping to read, and if any of these books are ones that you have read or are on your TBR, I would love to know. And I will see you guys again next time. Bye.